Okay, any questions for George? Darnell, Dixon, and then Jake Hatt.
Yeah, George, that Houston game had some ups and downs for the defense and for you. What did it mean to you to be able to make some plays at the end, have the coaches trust you to be in there?
It meant a lot to me because, you know, when people go down, like especially big playmakers, you know, the backs, they have to step in. And, you know, it was pretty big of the coaches to trust me to go in and make plays.
George, I wanted to ask you, in terms of your journey to playing the position you're playing now, we talked with Coach Hadley just a little bit ago, and he said that you were playing defensive end in high school, if I'm not mistaken on what he said. So how has the transition gone from playing, I guess, defensive line in high school to now playing a hybrid safety role for this defense?
Well, I'd say that obviously, you know, it took a lot of work to transition in the transitioning phase, but, you know, the coaches were there to coach me up and to, you know, help me out in that phase where I was transitioning from being, you know, defensive end to, you know, a safety defensive back. But the coaches have played a big role in that and helped me transition.
We'll take a question from Jared Lloyd and then Jay Drew.
George, you touched on this, but I'm very curious about that sequence as you almost have the sack. It turns into a touchdown. That's a frustrating moment. And then you step up the very next play on the conversion and get an interception. What was that like to go through that sequence?
Yeah, I was pretty upset at myself for missing the sack. But, you know, you can't dwell on one single play. Like, you know, you get the game, it goes on, so you have to put that behind you and just try and make a play on the next play. And that's what I told myself in that moment. You know, I was mad at myself for a little bit, but I couldn't. I had to, you know, go on to the next play and keep playing.
What difference do you feel like that interception? I mean, it's a 2-point conversion, but getting an interception there, the stop, I mean, really at that point, it kind of shifted the game. So how big of a deal was that?
It was a big deal because obviously I gave up the sack, so it was a big deal for me to get that pick and, you know, stop that 2-point conversion. And, you know, obviously stopping that 2-point conversion gave us, you know, like an extra, you know, like kind of lead when we also converted that 2-point conversion on Tyler's run or pass.
George, looking ahead a little bit at your schedule, you've got 5 games left. You've probably got a few more holes that you could play. As a player, and speaking on behalf of the players, do you guys want to see more games added to the schedule, or are you happy with just playing, you know, 5 more? What's the attitude among the players?
Honestly, we're ready for anything, whether it be 5 more games or our athletic director's working to get more games into our schedule. We're ready whenever, whoever we play, whoever we have to play, we're just ready to play.
You feel like you want to see maybe a more name brand opponent to kind of take away the naysayers on the strength of schedule issue?
I mean, if they can work that out, that's up to, you know, the athletic directors and everything. But whoever we play, we'll be ready to play them if they're a higher up opponent or whoever they are.
Okay, Darnell, do you have another question for George?
Yeah, I wanted to ask George, what have you learned from experienced defensive backs like Troy Warner and Zane Anderson?
You know, they've actually taught me a lot. Like Zane has helped me out with, he's tried to help me out with like tackling and just, you know, just a lot of things when we play zone. And Troy is just, you know, both of them are there to encourage me all the time. You know, Troy's helped me out with my man coverages, you know, just keeping my eyes on my man and everything like that. But I've learned a lot from both of them, and they really also help, you know, coach me up when, you know, we're on the field together.
Okay, we'll take a couple more questions, one from Jared Lloyd and then finally Jake Hatch.
George, I just wanted to ask about getting ready for this weekend. People might look at Texas State's record and say, oh, this isn't that good of a team. You guys should roll them or whatever. But you've looked at this team. What do you see from them? What challenges do they present?
Well, I know that on special teams, they have really good returners, and obviously we got to be ready for that. And on offense, they have, pretty fast receivers. So we're just prepping for them right now. And we're ready to play them once Saturday comes around.
Yeah, George, there are a lot of different names, I guess, for those hybrid positions on this depth chart. You kind of played that position the same one that Kavika Fanua seems to have played. What do you like about the role you're playing on this defense?
Well, I guess there's a lot of how do I say this? There's a lot of things that position can do, and that's what really makes it a really good fit for me and Kavika is the versatility that we have and what that role presents for us. So we're really it's a good fit for both of us.
Okay, any other questions? Okay, thanks, George.
Thank you.
Yep.